Welcome everyone to another VIP MasterCAST segment featuring Don Saunders, author of The Knowledge, The Power of Knowing How Life Works. He's an author, speaker, business coach, and founder of the Beam Institute. The title of this topic is Universal Power Pointers, How to Use Universal Knowledge to Achieve Goals Through a Better Understanding of How Life Works. Let's welcome Don Saunders. Hey, Don.
Murray and Ray, how are you?
Our good friend, our very good friend, Don Saunders at Lake Las Vegas. Hey, Don, just to introduce your background, why don't you share how this book came about?
Hello, everyone. I'm Don Saunders, and I really appreciate being with you today. I'm going to give you a quick little 15 or 20-minute segment and basically try to grab your interest on something that is really quite unique. It's information that I call the knowledge. And the knowledge came through me through a very powerful personal experience. And it happened about November 17th, 2009 at 6:24 in the morning. And how's that being pretty specific? And the bottom line to the knowledge is that I'm an ordinary guy. I worked in corporate America for 38 years. And as I continued through life, I learned a lot about life, but all along since I was 10 years old, I would always end my day with, how does this thing we call life work? Now, what do you mean, Don, by how life works? Well, I'd like to try to get you to think about, just stand still for a few minutes and look around you. How does it happen that we have 7 billion people in the world and we all have different realities that we've created? How does it happen that we all have different jobs in the world? We go to different schools. We spread out around the world through different geographies. We speak different languages. How does that all come about? I leave it away for anyone that has a religious-based background. If you feel firmly and thoroughly that you have the answer, just listen for a while and ponder the possibility that no matter what the creator is for you, it has to have some kind of organization on how this all works. And that's what I'm going to share with you. This information came through me. And when I say I'm an ordinary guy, I mean I drank beer and played golf and did everything that everybody else does. The key to all of this that we're talking about is that you as an individual have the same capacity and capability because of how it works to manifest your answers and to understand why your life is the way it is. So when I get into some of the specifics, people always want to know, okay, give us the top 10 things that are going to allow us to implement and use the knowledge that I'm sharing with you right now. And the fact is everybody is different. You all created different realities. So for me to give you the top 10 or the top 20 things for you to sort of go by is not really fair to you. What I want to do is not to preach or teach to you. I want to just simply share. And so if you need something to write down, I'm going to give you 5 things to take away. The first one is you and only you. You and only you get to create your reality. You can prove this to yourself instantaneously. You can look at the rest of the world, and there's nobody in the world that has exactly the same attributes in their lives that you have. You've created that. And how does that happen? The thing I want you to write down is there is no time in the universe. Now, Einstein and Tesla, and if you go back and do some research, you're going to find many, many smart individuals, physicists all over the world, knows that time and space has a relationship. And the knowledge when it came through me was very specific that there is no time in the universe. And it's a key component of what we're going to talk about. The other thing I want you to write down, number 3, if you will, if you got to have a list, I'm giving you your list, 1, 2, and 3. Number 3 is that we're surrounded by subatomic particles and molecules that we cannot see. Science has not discovered them yet, but they're starting to. The Higgs boson, all of the things about neutrinos, all of these things that you're seeing in the news and you don't pay any attention to, mean that science is sorting out exactly what we see that surrounds us, what we don't see that surrounds us. That's the key component. because all information that I'm talking about, our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, emotions, knowledge, information, is all contained in molecules and atoms that surround us. Our brain, and you can write this as number 4 if you want, our brain is simply a processor. So that when we walk through this particle soup, and I'm going to tell you, don't worry about getting lost in this conversation, because you're talking to a guy that doesn't follow science. I'm not a scientist. And when I say when you walk through a particle soup, play with me for a while. Imagine you're walking through knowledge and information every step that you take, and your brain is processing that information, and as it processes it, you get to resonate with it. Just like if you listen to a song and you really like a song and you listen to it and start to hum it, that's what's happening when we're walking through life. We're resonating with the vibrations and the frequencies that surround us that contain these particles and molecules and atoms that contain our information. Now, number 4 that I want you to write down is that water has memory. All of these particles that I'm talking about, all of the stuff that we walk through, the very subatomic molecules that we're walking through all contain something very interesting. I call it the missing piece of the humanity puzzle. It's water. And the fact is that Dr. Emoto found this out long after my experience came to me, but Dr. Emoto's done research that water has memory, but the part that nobody's picked up on how significant that is to us. We are made of 70 to 90% water. Also, we are surrounded constantly by small molecules of water, and all of that, all of the water molecules contain pieces of thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions. That information that makes up the particle soup that I'm talking about is how life works. And you get to create your reality, because when you resonate with a frequency and walking through life, you get to create reality that resonates with you the best. So when those frequencies align, all of a sudden you start to like, oh, I like that. And then you create more and more of it through your thoughts. And those thoughts start to gather together in a process that the boson particle, which people have labeled a God particle, they've just started to discover this stuff. I will tell you that over in CERN, if you look it up, CERN, there's physicists that have spent $10 billion trying to find this one subatomic particle. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to go out on a limb here. There are zillions of those around us. And those boson particles attract other pieces of your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions. So as you walk through the particle soup, stick with me, this is simple. As you walk through the particle soup, you resonate with the frequency that you happen to be around in that environment. You walk through it, and all of a sudden you gather it up. That's why colleges and universities work. We put people together that want to learn. And then those particle soups, the combined universal consciousness, which is what we sit in every single day, when you go to, whether you go to a sporting event or you go to a university or you go to work, all of those particles that you sit in basically are related. And the reason they're related is because all the people there have brought the resonance, the frequency together in that location. And later on, when you're ready for it, I'll explain sports teams. I'll explain home team advantage. I'll explain why kids at a university become smart. I'll explain why some kids go to Harvard and Yale and other kids go directly to jail. I'll give you that whole thing, because knowing how it works is so extremely critical to your lives. And we've been programmed to believe that whatever we're told is how it is. And it's not. The thing is that we know now, I know now, and I'm trying to share it with as many people as I can, that there is a reason that we do what we do. And there's a way that it works. So if you guys take a few minutes, and I'm talking about the entire humanity, the entire population, just take a few minutes and start to ponder the questions of how it works, it'll come to you just like it did to me. But the reason it came to me is I was focused on it. Most people, 99% of the population, just walk around in what I call neutral. And that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. That just means that people get out of bed every morning, they go do what they've been programmed to do and what they've attracted as their realities, and then they go home and go to bed at night without ever really thinking about how did that all happen. And so because I focused on it, because I believed that there must be an answer, and when arrived that moment, I received it. And then instead of ignoring it, I decided, okay, you just changed my life forever. I'm going to leave corporate America, and I'm going to share this with as many people as will listen. And so in reality, and in short, you have total control of your life. And remember this is key. The dominant thought always wins. That means that if you're focused and you believe and you draw the particles to you, that you can control your life and your reality based on what you really want. And if you want to follow religious leaders or politicians, you can do that. But keep in mind that they are the ones with the dominant thought, and they will guide you the way they want to take you. And if we can get humanity thinking about love and compassion instead of greed and profit and fear, if we can just get each individual to do that, our combined universal consciousness, which is made up of the thoughts that we create in our realities, change the world for the better. And that's why I will spend the rest of my life making sure that I share as much of this as possible.
Excellent. Let's cut there.
That's it for today.
Good job, Don.
Thank you. We're here to help you get that message out too. So good job, Don.
Okay, so you probably just blew the minds of a lot of people, especially people who followed the secret law of attraction and so on. So the key message I want people to get out of this is Don didn't know anything about that when he first introduced this experience to us. We kind of went, yeah, well, Don, we've heard similar stories, law of attraction, Think and Grow Rich. A lot of that was out there already, but you brought a little bit of a slight different perspective on it, and it's enough for people to say, okay, I want to consider that. Go ahead, pick up Don's book, Amazon.com, The Knowledge. It's a quick read, and it will get you thinking about life. But here's the practical takeaway. I know Don doesn't want to break it into a step-by-step, because life really is not step-by-step. I mean, it's very complex in its nature. But here's what I can say. If you are an author, speaker, coach, consultant, and you want to take something away that will help you, as Don said, it is, first of all, surround yourself with the right people that are going to. I mean, that's the particles. Surround yourself with the people that will bring you whatever it is that you are focused on. And number two is focus on what you want and not what you don't want. Just continue to think and focus on what you want, and those particles, people, resources, experiences will all be brought together to you, and good things will happen. So that's it in a nutshell. Don, thank you so much for being on our show, and we'll let you go. And I know this is not the last you'll be seeing or hearing from us since we're almost connected at the hip. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Don. Love you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, guys, and take care of that little guy. I can't wait to get my hands on him.
We will. Thank you so much, Don.